All right. Good evening, everyone. Very warm welcome for today's session. Today we are starting chapter 2. So basically, this book is divided between, I think, 7 chapters. Total, there are 7 chapters. But each chapter has sub chapters. So अभी तक में अगर आप बोलोगे तो हम रोज ही बोलते हैं आज ये चैप्टर वो चैप्टर स्टार्ट करें. जैसे चैप्टर 1 में 18 सब चैप्टर्स था. So there was 18 sub chapters in chapter 1 itself. Chapter 2 has many. So sometimes you might be hearing, I'm starting chapter 14, chapter 15, and then again today I'm saying I'm starting chapter 2. So you say you might get confused if you don't have the book. So if you have the book, obviously you will know what I'm trying to say. So we are doing book study of this book, which is The Secrets of Karma, and we are starting chapter 2 today. Chapter 2 says subtle traps. The whole of chapter 2 is based on the concept of subtle traps. Subtle traps किसे कहते हैं? Obviously हम जब चैप्टर को पढ़ेंगे और अच्छे से समझेंगे, बट दिस चैप्टर स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं आपको एक रफ आइडिया दे रही हूँ. कभी कभी हम जिंदगी में कुछ कुछ जगह फंस जाते हैं. कोई कोई जिंदगी में ऐसे सिचुएशंस आती हैं, ऐसे लोग आते हैं, ऐसी दो राहें आती हैं, ऑप्शंस वेयर वी कैन सिलेक्ट बिटवीन ऑप्शन एंड ऑप्शन टू, विच इज लाइक अ ट्रैप फॉर अस. हमको फंसाने के लिए बनाया जाता है. तो चैप्टर नंबर 2, पेज नंबर 53, पेज 53 ऑफ द बुक, चैप्टर नंबर 2 की 19. ओके. सो कभी कभी जिंदगी में एक ऐसा सिचुएशन आता है, ऐसा मोड़ आता है, हमें दो राहें पे डाल दिया जाता है, या अ सिचुएशन वेयर वी आर बेसिकली गेटिंग trapped within something. So trap in the sense what? Whenever you have two paths in your life, one path will be towards the right, towards the good, towards what God wants you to do. एक रास्ता हमेशा सच, सही, भगवान की तरफ जाएगा. एक रास्ता ज्यादातर गलत, प्रॉब्लम, बैड कर्मा, नेगेटिविटी की तरफ है. लेकिन जो सही रास्ता है वो आमतौर पे यूजुअली आप डिफिकल्ट दिखेगा, तकलीफदायक दिखेगा, मुसीबत वाला दिखेगा. एंड जो रॉन्ग रास्ता है वो बड़ा प्यारा, आसान सा, दैट something which is going to be very attractive. The wrong path will usually be more attractive. The right path will be usually more difficult. But this is a trap. Trap by whom? That we will understand in the due course. Okay, we're going to read and understand. So let's read the first part, and then we will go further with it. But this whole chapter is about traps. कहाँ कहाँ हम कार्मिकली फंस सकते हैं, उसी के ऊपर ये पूरा चैप्टर है. For want of a nail, the shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For want of a horse, the rider was lost. For want of a rider, the battle was lost. For want of a battle, the kingdom was lost. And all for the want of a horse shoe nail. थोड़ी confusing है. I'll explain. कभी कभी जिंदगी में ऐसा होता है, sometimes in our life such situations do come, जहां हम एक छोटी सी चीज को पाने की चाहत में एक बहुत बड़ी चीज को दांव पे लगा देते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, now this is a shoe, horseshoe nail and the whole story given. I'll give you an example. I just wanted to pass my class test, स्कूल का क्लास टेस्ट, एंड आई डिड नॉट स्टडी. मैंने पढ़ाई नहीं किया, मुझे सिर्फ मेरे स्कूल के क्लास टेस्ट में पास होना था. कितनी छोटी सी चीज है ना. बट व्हाट डिड आई डू? आई सेड लेट मी नॉट स्टडी, आई चीट फ्रॉम माय फ्रेंड एंड आई पास. ठीक है. तो मैंने अपने मन में पकड़ ही लिया, कौन इतना पढ़ता है यार, अपने बगल वाले दोस्त से चीटिंग करके पास जाएंगे. सो आई डिसाइडेड दैट एंड आई चीटेड फ्रॉम माय बाजू वाला friend and I was writing तो पास हो जाए. All I wanted was to pass in my school test, class test, which is bare minimum importance. But I got caught. My teacher caught me, and the teacher said that now you cannot give your exam anymore because you were cheating. So that teacher, to punish me, to teach me a lesson, she said, you will not be able to give the entire exam. So what did I lose? I was just trying to pass a class test, but ultimately I lost that entire semester because my teacher punished me. Now I get very angry on that teacher. Why did this teacher punish me? Because of this teacher, I failed my exam. Now I go and I do some mischievous act. मेरे टीचर ने मुझे पनिश किया, उन्होंने मेरे पूरे क्लास में मुझे फेल करा दिया. क्यों? क्योंकि वो मुझे एक लेसन सिखाना चाहते थे. उन्होंने मुझे पकड़ लिया था चीटिंग करते हुए. अब मेरे अंदर में ना रिवेंज है, गुस्सा है. मैं उस टीचर से बदला लेना चाहती हूँ. तो किसी दिन जब वो टीचर रास्ता क्रॉस कर रही थी या कुछ कर रही थी, मैंने अपने बाइक से उन्हें उड़ा दिया. मैंने बदला लिया. तुमने मेरे एग्जाम में मुझे पास नहीं होने दिया, मैं तुम्हारे टांग ही तोड़ दूंगी. I'm going to take a big revenge out of you. So as the teacher was crossing the road, I did some mischievous act and I blew that teacher off with my scooter on my bike. Now the teacher got, obviously had an accident, broken leg, and I am very happy. I took revenge. You did not let me give my exam. I took revenge. Now you cannot come to school, your money will be cut, and you're going to be on the hospital, and you have to pay hospital bills, and you have to do this, you have to do that. My revenge is fulfilled. Now, what is happening to me? सबसे पहले तो I lost my character. There, first I lost my exam, I lost my school result, and now I lost my character. I lost my humanity. Now this becomes my habit. किसी ने भी मेरे साथ कुछ बुरा किया, मैं बदला लूंगी. मैं कुछ गलत करके उसका रिवेंज लूंगी. I lost all my good karma. I started generating bad karma. I lost all my good karma. And this leads to, I don't know, 10,000 bad things in my life because this now has become my habit. बदला लेना, रिवेंज लेना, लोगों का नुकसान पहुंचाना, ये अब मेरी आदत बन चुकी है. So I have lost the entire path of good karma. My character has become like this, a revengeful character. If you are a prani killer, you will understand. My chakras are getting affected, my aura is getting affected, my luck is getting affected, my spiritual core is getting affected. All of this because of passing that one class test. कि मैं पढ़ाई नहीं करूंगी, मुझे सिर्फ वो क्लास टेस्ट पास करना था. वहां से शुरू करते हुए मैंने अपनी पूरी जिंदगी को दांव पे लगा दिया, अपनी कर्मा को दांव पे लगा दिया, अपनी सुख शांति को दांव पे लगा दिया, अपने आने वाले इंकारनेशन को दांव पे लगा दिया, सिर्फ उस एक क्लास टेस्ट के चलते. Can you understand now the example of what is written here? Now this you might be feeling कि यार ऐसा कौन करता है? But observe, actually many people in the world are doing this. We start from something very small. We start lying from a very small issue. हम एक छोटी सी गलती, एक छोटे से झूठ, एक छोटी सी चोरी, एक छोटी सी चीज से शुरू करते हैं, पर वो अल्टीमेटली कहाँ तक पहुंच जाता है, ये इसका अंदाजा हमें खुद को भी नहीं होता है. So this is what is meant by subtle traps. Okay. Severe karmic debts are often incurred due to petty, careless, and ignorant actions repeated time and again, just like cheating in the school. For instance, many of us resort to pirated software, music, and movies, not knowing that these are forms of stealing that attract bad luck and poverty. यूट्यूब में अलाउड नहीं है डाउनलोड करना, फिर भी हम डाउनलोड कर लेते हैं यूट्यूब से चीजें. Somebody has sent me a video. I like that video. Maybe that's a paid recording, and I share it with my friends. कि अरे मैंने तो पेमेंट कर ही दिया है, तुम लोग भी देख लो. I have paid it for everybody. Wrong. It is going to get you tremendous amount of poverty. You are downloading things from softwares, using, sometimes we use video recorders. When the download button is not there, when you can't download something, you use video recorders कि screen पे जो चल रहा है वो सब video record हो जाएगा. Now we might feel, I'm so intelligent. I have found out a way, a method in which I can do it. But actually, it is leading to stealing karma. This small act might lead to tremendous financial bad debts, losses, bad luck. Subtle traps of karma come in many guises. We will look at a few of them that are fairly common in our lives. कुछ कॉमन चीजें जो अपने लाइफ में अपने करते ही रहते हैं वो अपने इस पूरे चैप्टर में देखेंगे. So we will try to just complete the first chapter today. The first chapter is about 5 pages. Gossip and slander are something which is very common, very often people do, and this is tremendous bad karma. But let us understand this. ये chapter थोड़ा कुछ लोगों के लिए difficult होने वाला है. It's not an easy chapter for some people, huh? It is little harm if one loses money in gambling, even losing everything, including oneself. But if one talks ill of others, it is of greater harm. Insulting people of real worth and bearing ill will in thought and in speech leads to eons upon eons of misery and pain. इस चीज को समझने की कोशिश कीजिएगा. What is told here and who has said this? Lord Buddha. आप और मैंने नहीं बोला है, लॉर्ड बुद्धा ने बोला है. Even if you lose everything in life, you gamble, you lose your money, you lose even yourself, that is not as bad as talking or thinking ill about somebody else. Insulting people of real worth and bearing ill will in thought and speech leads to eons and eons of misery and pain. Eons मतलब कैलकुलेट भी नहीं कर सकते, वो कोई नंबर नहीं है, कोई डिजिट नहीं है, अनगिनत. इवन हो सकता है जन्म भर का दर्द एंड जन्म भर का तकलीफ. और ये लॉर्ड बुद्धा कह रहे हैं. नाउ वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट थिंग दैट comes under this is gossip. Gossip and slander causes much pain and often causes irreversible effects जो हम वापस नहीं ले सकते, जो हम दोबारा उसको उल्टा नहीं कर सकते. इस तरह का पेन, डेंजर, तकलीफ किसी को पहुंचा सकता है gossip and slander. Let's read the following story and then we will further understand this. Once there lived a man who was a notorious gossip monger. एक टाइम पे एक इंसान था जो हमेशा बहुत ज्यादा गॉसिप करता था लोगों के लिए. झूठ बोलता था, इसका बात उसको लगा दिया, उसका बात इसको लगा दिया, बात बोलते टाइम थोड़ा सा मिर्च मसाला उसमें ऐड कर लिया. ओके. He wanted to change his bad habits and asked a rabbi for advice. वो अपने आप को बदलना चाहता था कि नहीं मुझे और गॉसिप नहीं करना है. इसलिए उन्होंने एक संत से पूछा कि मैं अपने आप को कैसे बदल सकता हूँ. The rabbi wanted to teach him a proper lesson and said, "Go and get a fresh chicken from the market and bring it to me as quickly as possible, while plucking off all its feathers as you run." तो उन्होंने कहा, क्या कहा, उस संत ने उस आदमी से कहा कि जाके मार्केट से मेरे लिए एक फ्रेश चिकन, एक जिंदा मुर्गी पकड़ के लेके आओ और दौड़ते हुए आना क्योंकि मुझे फटाफट चाहिए वो चिकन. रास्ते में आते आते उसका एक एक पंख खोलते हुए आना, ठीक है. The man did as instructed, plucking the feathers as he ran and throwing them on the way until not a single feather remained. वो आदमी उसने वैसा ही किया क्योंकि संत ने बोला था. वो एक मुर्गी पकड़ के लाया और उसका जो सारा पंख था वो पूरे रास्ते भर दौड़ते दौड़ते एक एक करके पंख छोड़ते छोड़ते हुए आ रहा था. He handed the plucked chicken to the rabbi, who then said, "Now go back and gather all the feathers you have plucked and bring them to me." रबाई ने कहा, वापस जाओ और जितने फेदर्स तुमने पूरे रास्ते भर में फैलाते हुए आए हो सब वापस उठा के मेरे पास लेकर आओ. The man said, "It is impossible now. The wind must have carried those feathers in all directions." The rabbi said, "That is true, and that is also how it is with gossip." अभी वो सारे फेदर्स को पकड़ के सबको वापस ले आना नामुमकिन है. और ऐसा ही होता है गॉसिप के साथ. One rumor can spread to many places. So how can you ever retrieve all of it? It is better not to gossip in the first place. A tremendously good lesson to be learned. हम किसी एक इंसान से किसी एक इंसान के बारे में कुछ बोलते हैं, वो इंसान आगे 10 लोगों को बोलता है. जब हम 10 लोगों को एक लाइन बोलते हैं ना, तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम कुछ शब्द बदल जाते हैं, कुछ चीजें बदल जाती हैं, कुछ सोच बदल जाता है. The entire essence of a matter changes as we keep on speaking to people. Now, today, right now, I can see 4 windows open. Shweta tells me that, Piyali, I did a mistake today. And मेरे से गलती हो गया. I shouted on my maid. I'm feeling bad about it. She just expressed that to me. Now I called Swati ji and I said, today Shweta, she did such a big crime. She shouted on her maid. And she always does this. हमेशा श्वेता अपने मेड पे चिल्लाती है. मैंने स्वाति जी को बोल के मेरे दिल को ठंडक पहुंच गई. स्वाति जी कॉल्स सोनल जी एंड सेड, आज पियाली ने मुझे फोन किया था. उसने कहा, श्वेता वो तो इतनी बुरी है, वो ना अपने घर में सबके ऊपर चिल्लाती है. She's all the time screaming and shouting on all the people in the house. Now Sonal ji calls Bhavna ji and she said, Piyali had Shweta had called Piyali and Piyali called Swati ji and Swati ji called me. And I've heard Shweta is such a bad girl. She shouts and screams on everybody. She's always shouting, always screaming, always this, always that. She's a very bad lady. Never meet to her, never talk to her. तुम पे भी किसी दिन चिल्ला देगी, क्या पता. Now, can you understand what happened to that small line which Shweta told me? उसने मुझे सिर्फ बोला था, यार मुझे ही बहुत बुरा लग रहा है, आज मैंने अपने मेट के ऊपर चिल्ला दिया. एंड फाइनली भावना जी तक पहुंचते पहुंचते उसका क्या हुआ? We painted the character of Shweta in such a negative way. मिर्च मसाला, yes. अब वो मिर्च मसाला नहीं रहा, उसमें टोमेटो सॉस, चिली सॉस, गार्लिक सॉस, बहुत कुछ ऐड हो गया. Now what are we doing? Each and every time we talk about Shweta, a negative energy goes to her. We are sending her energies of anger, sending her energies of violence, sending her energies of a negative character altogether. Now, if you are pranic healer, you know that energy is real. Each and every time we talk about Shweta, our energy goes to her. Dhire dhire, her nature is going to become like this. Her energy is going to become angry. She's going to keep on screaming and shouting on her mates. Because each one of us talking about her, we are sending her that energy. We will never be able to bring it back. Even if I today sit and do forgiveness with Shweta, it will not be able to change her energy. The energies which has gone into her chakra, it will never change. It's very tough. That's why gossiping is extreme bad karma. Extreme level bad karma. When we listen to somebody's story, when we talk to someone, let us try our level best to keep it to ourselves. Sometimes, especially this happens, I'm not generalizing, but mostly gossip is more connected to ladies in general. I don't believe that not all men gossip, but sometimes, since I've practically seen people around me, I think women gossip a little more, little, only little, more than perhaps the souls in the male body. Because most of the time we are looking to people to share our story. हम वेट करते कि सारा दिन में कब हम अपने फ्रेंड, दीदी, बहन, भाभी, देवर, किसी से हम फोन पे बात करें, एंड बात करने का टॉपिक भी तो होना चाहिए, कितना बात करें यार, कुछ तो टॉपिक होना चाहिए ना टू टॉक। एंड देन वी ब्रिंग, आज मैंने इससे बात की, उसने ये बोला, उसने ये किया, एंड दिस हैपेंड एंड दैट हैपेंड। इट डजंट मैटर वेदर इन द बॉडी ऑफ अ मैन और अ वुमन, गॉसिपिंग इज नेगेटिव karma, गॉसिपिंग इज बैड karma। बट आम तौर पे हम इस बात को समझ नहीं पाते। हमें लगता है कि हम तो किसी का बुरा नहीं कर रहे, हम तो सिर्फ वही बोल रहे जो हुआ है ना। Sometimes we feel that we are not doing anything negative, we are not talking bad about somebody, we are just saying what happened, but ultimately it leads to bad karma. And believe me, guys, I am taking this session, but I am guilty of gossiping myself. At least I would say 2 to 3 years back. In last 2 to 3 years, I have learned a lot of lessons of my life. Earlier, even between our prane grillers, sometimes something is not going right. कोई मेरी बात नहीं सुन रहा है, and then when one of my closest friends she calls up, I say, यार पता है आज मेरा पूरा दिन खराब हो गया, इसने ये किया, उसने वो किया। मुझे क्या लग रहा है कि मैं तो सिर्फ अपना दिल हल्का कर रही हूँ, मैं तो सिर्फ अपना बोल के अपना मन हल्का कर रही हूँ। बट लेटर आई रियलाइज इट वाज गॉसिप। आई रियलाइज दैट इवन इफ मैं सिर्फ कोई जनरल बात अपने बेस्ट फ्रेंड से बोल रही हूँ कि सारा दिन क्या हुआ, किसने क्या किया, किसने क्या बोला, आई एम समहाउ जनरेटिंग नेगेटिव karma बिकॉज आई एम जनरेटिंग नेगेटिव एनर्जी। अब पहले सिर्फ मुझे वो तकलीफ थी, अब मेरे फ्रेंड के अंदर भी वो सोच चल रही है, उसके दिमाग में भी एक थॉट फॉर्म क्रिएट हो रहा है फॉर दैट पर्सन। So this is a very difficult task, but it is important. If you want to improve your karma, you'll have to work on this aspect. Gossiping and bitching are slightly different in the sense bitching is only negative. Gossiping can be, neutral, positive, negative. Bitching is highly negative, only negative, no positivity at all. But gossip can be negative, it can be neutral, it can be baseless, it can be anything. Like, in kitty parties, sometimes you don't even have a topic, you just gossip for no reason. कुछ तो करना है तो gossip करते हैं. It's just like that, which is baseless, like no harm and all. But bitching is 90% negative. Very good question by, I don't know, I didn't read your name again. Very good question by Minakshi ji. If people do this. Okay. वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन बाय स्वाति जी ऑल्सो। सो मीनाक्षी जी, तो क्या हम अपनी बात शेयर भी नहीं कर सकते हैं? वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन। बिल्कुल शेयर कर सकते हैं, 100% शेयर कर सकते हैं। बट देर इज अ बिग डिफरेंस इन द वे वी शेयर। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, व्हेन आई कम बैक होम, आई एंड माई हस्बैंड ऑल्सो शेयर व्हाट हैपेंड द होल डे, राइट? So, for example, I went to center today and I saw somebody crying. There was some issue going on, and I helped the person, and because of which I got very late. Okay, I got very late in my work. So, of course, my husband asked that why did you get so late? So I had to tell him something, right? I cannot tell him that no, no. If I tell you how I got late, I will be gossiping. But that's not the right thing. I will, of course, tell him that I went to the center and such thing happened. So I had to heal this person. I took some extra time. This is okay. This is sharing. But now, if I keep on saying that, I heard this man, he did this, and the other one did this, and this person was doing this, and that person was doing this man is very bad. I have seen him, he's always doing it. And I was thinking this in my mind, but I did not do it, but I did it this time. Today I did this, today I did that. If I, you know, exaggerate it, अगर मैं एक छोटी सी बात बोल के बात को खत्म कर दूं, तो वो सिर्फ शेयरिंग होता है। लेकिन अगर मैं उसमें इमोशंस डालना चालू कर दूं, अगर मैं उसमें अपनी राय बनाना चालू कर दूं, अगर मैं उसमें सामने वाले को भी इन्फ्लुएंस करूं कि आप भी थॉट फॉर्म्स बनाओ, then that becomes a gossip. Okay? If I am just sharing something that has happened, then it is neutral. It is just sharing. It has no karma connected to it. But when I start generating thought forms, when I start influencing the thought of other people, when I start creating negativity, especially if I am not a concerned party to the problem. ये बात भी जानना समझना बहुत जरूरी है। आज मुझे किसी कारण से दर्द या तकलीफ हो रही है, मैं सामने वाले को वो जाहिर करूं, वो मेरी शेयरिंग है। But Mr. X did something to Mr. Y where I am not even a party. If I generate thoughts here, if I share this problem with other people, then I am becoming a party to the problem. This is bad karma. This is gossiping. This will get you into a trap. आपकी एनर्जीज कहाँ कहाँ तक चली जाएगी, कितना स्प्रेड हो जाएगा, आप किसके लिए अच्छा कर बैठोगे, किसके लिए बुरा कर बैठोगे, आप खुद भी नहीं जान पाओगे, कभी नहीं जान पाओगे। And I know this is not easy in our day-to-day life when we have to interact with 10,000 people. This is not easy. मैं खुद भी बहुत बार बात करते करते रियलाइज करती हूँ, okay, I'm going into a gossip. I need to stop here. Believe me, guys, I still get involved into gossip without even realizing. But now my awareness is much more than before. मैं अभी तक इसमें परफेक्ट नहीं हो पाई हूँ। मैं अभी तक डेली बेसिस पे रियलाइज करती हूँ कि ये मैंने अभी जो लाइन बोला ना, ये गॉसिप हो गया। बट नाउ माई अवेयरनेस इज बेटर देन बिफोर। अभी भी पता नहीं मैं दिन में कितनी बार नेगेटिव कर्मा जनरेट कर लेती हूँ इस चलते, बिकॉज दिस इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग टू डू। बहुत मुश्किल है ये करना। You have to have awareness on every thought you create, on every word you say, in every interaction you're doing with your family members, with friends, with colleagues. हम किसी के साथ बात कर रहे हैं, हमें सबसे पहले ये सोचना होगा कि क्या हम किसी थर्ड पर्सन को लेके बात कर रहे हैं। अगर हाँ, तो सबसे पहले तो ट्राई टू स्टॉप योर सेल्फ। क्या हम नेगेटिव बात कर रहे हैं? अगर हाँ, ट्राई टू स्टॉप योर सेल्फ। ये एक दिन में नहीं होगा, एक साल में भी शायद ना हो, but you have to keep on trying. You have to keep on trying because it is affecting your karma. What Mr. X and Mr. Y is doing, it's none of our business. So I have an intention of doing a book study of another book called At the Feet of the Master. It's an excellent book. It is so small. It's hardly 30 pages, I think, 30 to 40 pages. But I think we'll take months to cover it. इतना छोटा सा बुक है, but it's like treasure. It's like I can't even explain to you उस बुक में क्या है क्या नहीं है। उसमें there is one line, and which is also here in a little later part, that when you talk, when you open your mouth, you'll have to be very careful. What you're going to say, is it necessary? Is it good? Is it true? Three things you need to calculate in your mind before you even open your mouth. कोई भी शब्द अपने मुंह से निकालने से पहले आपको तीन चीज सोचना होगा। जो मैं बोलने जा रही हूँ, क्या ये बोलने का जरूरत है? अगर जरूरत नहीं है, मत बोलो। क्या वो अच्छी बात है? अगर अच्छी बात नहीं है, मत बोलो। क्या वो सच बात है? अगर सच नहीं है, मत बोलो। So before speaking, you have to calculate these three things. It is not easy. I am trying to do it in my life. It is not easy. Every day still in my life, I realize that when I'm going in a meeting, when I'm sitting with the other trainers, when I'm sitting in a place where I have to take decisions, अरे डिसीजन लेने जा रहे हैं, अगर सामने वाले से क्या पता चला, अगर डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे तो कैसे लेंगे? So you have to think, how can I discuss but still not gossip? How can I change my discussion from negative to positive? It's very tough for me at least. अगर आप में से कोई इसको सीख पाया है 100%, so please let me know how have you done it. I will also like to do it. Okay. But मेरे से तो अभी तक नहीं हो पा रहा है. Not 100%. So I will just like to read the next part because we need to complete the chapter. But if you have questions, I will surely be answering them. Okay. Every ideal word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. Day of judgment क्या है? जब कर्मा घूम के आएगा. The karma of malicious gossip and slander often come back as misery and misfortune, and you get to experience the harm caused by your selfish and unkind speech. This may even manifest as diseases in the organs related to speech, throat. Of course, such ailments are not always the consequences of gossip or slander. ये मत करिएगा, किसी को थ्रोट में प्रॉब्लम है पक्का ये गॉसिप करती होगी, ये मत सोचेगा. मोस्टली इट इज बट नॉट ऑलवेज. हाँ, it is stated just to convey the spiritual side of our experiences. No effect is possible without a cause, and all our sufferings often have a corresponding cause. हम अगर सफर कर रहे हैं उसका एक ना एक वजह जरूर होता है. Watch your words. Do not throw stones at a beehive. It is wise to think twice before you speak anything. It is wise to think twice before you speak anything. Here, now, this is the thing I was talking about. Please listen to this carefully. It is well to speak little, better still to say nothing, unless you are quite sure that what you wish to say is true, is kind, is helpful. Before speaking, think carefully what you are going to say has those three qualities. If it has not, do not say it. Holy Master Kuthumi to Alcyon at the feet of the Master. Holy Master Kuthumi to Alcyon at the feet of the Master. This is all about the book, हाँ? उस book से ये line लिया गया है. Check whether what you're going to say is helpful. जरूरत है कि नहीं बोलने का. It is kind. अच्छे शब्द है कि नहीं. Positive है कि नहीं. And whether it is true. सच है कि नहीं. अगर ये तीनों में से किसी चीज पे डाउट है, वो चीज बोलिए ही मत. चुप रहिए. बेटर है चुप रहिए. So this is what is the greatest teaching, and it's going to save your karma. Next page, page 58, how to balance the karma of gossip and slander. अभी जितनी गलती कर चुके हैं उसका क्या करें? Goes to me as well. जितनी बार गॉसिप कर चुके हैं जाने अनजाने, उसका क्या करें? गलती तो हो गई है, कर्मा तो जनरेट हो गया है. Firstly, take a firm resolution that you will not speak anything unworthy or say words that can cause unnecessary pain to others. तो रेजोल्यूशन सबसे पहले लीजिए कि गलती हो गई है हम जानते हैं, पर आगे जिंदगी में गलती नहीं करेंगे. Secondly, ask for forgiveness from people you have harmed and help them reclaim their self-esteem and honor. If it is possible, if you remember them, अगर हमें याद है कि हमने किसके लिए रॉसिप किया है, किसको चोट पहुंचाई है, then try to ask for forgiveness and try to restore their honor. If the harm is grave, ask for forgiveness in public. अगर मेरी वजह से किसी को नुकसान पहुंचा है 100 लोगों के सामने, then 100 लोगों के सामने मुझे माफी मांगना होगा. सिर्फ अपने घर में बैठ के माफी मांगने से तब नहीं चलेगा. Do everything possible to help them get over the crisis caused by your slander. Thirdly, bless them using the guidelines under forgiveness in chapter 5 to enhance the balancing process. Again, it comes back to forgiveness only, which we have been doing. It comes back to forgiveness even for this purpose. If you have to neutralize your karma of whatever action, words, thoughts, speech you have done before, you have to say sorry. This, you have to say sorry in public if you have caused great harm to somebody. मान लीजिए मेरे कुछ लाइंस बोलने के कारण किसी की नौकरी चली गई या किसी के रिश्ते में दरार आ गई. How do you neutralize that karma? You have to be sorry from the core of your heart. As a soul, you have to be sorry. You have to learn the lesson. I will not gossip any further. I will not slander anybody. You have to, might be even have to go and say sorry in the forefront, in front of people. Because if people have gone through great damages because of you, you also have to go through that pain now. This is very important. So I have many questions in the chat box. As I said, this chapter is going to be very important for many, many people. So those three things from the feet of the master is whatever you are saying, it has to be kind, it has to be true, and it has to be helpful. Three things. Okay? Kind, helpful, and it has to be true from the feet of the master. ओके अगर बात ट्रू है लेकिन कड़वी है तो चुप रहना चाहिए मीनाक्षी जी यहाँ पे क्या है ना it depends from time to time if it is important to say it then try to say it with a lot of loving kindness कड़वी बात भी बहुत प्यार से बोली जा सकती है कि हम किसी को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाए. Okay, so when I will do that book study of at the feet of the master, I really plan to do it. So we will discuss this that how can you quote your truth into the in the chocolate of loving kindness, right? So you have to speak the truth. Maybe the truth is a bitter truth, but you need to coat it up with chocolate, with nice, delicious honey and chocolates and everything, so that it is not injuring somebody, okay, with a lot of loving kindness after blessing people. I just have two questions out here, which I guess I need to answer. Doing gossiping with yourself in your mind also generates bad karma. Yes, absolutely. That is what we had started the chapter with. Not only speech, but even thoughts. Thinking ill about somebody in your mind is also bad karma. But पहले हम अपने जुबान पे तो कंट्रोल रहे, फिर अपने माइंड पे कंट्रोल लाएंगे. Okay? So controlling our tongue is important to start with. Once you can master your tongue, once you can completely have control over your tongue, then you can try to master your thoughts as well. But yes, it is bad karma. Relatives, friends, everything is bad karma. Ma'am, if I just talk what happened at the in-laws' place to my parents, just normal day happening, is it gossiping? Okay, very good question. Only talking, it's not gossiping. But as soon as you bring in emotion, as soon as you try to manipulate the thoughts of others, जैसे अगर मैं आज अपने मम्मी को बोलती हूँ कि मेरी सासू माँ ने मेरे साथ कुछ नेगेटिव किया, मेरे मम्मी के दिमाग में भी मेरे सासू माँ के अगेंस्ट कुछ थॉट फॉर्म्स आएंगे, है ना? अगर मैं अपनी माँ को बोलती हूँ कि मेरी सासू माँ ने आज मुझे खाना नहीं दिया या आज मुझे मेरे पर उन्होंने चिल्लाया कुछ किया, अब मेरी मम्मी भी तो 100 चीजें सोचेंगी मेरी सासू माँ के बारे में. तो यस दिस बिकम्स गॉसिपिंग, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं मैं उनके सोच को मैनिपुलेट कर रही हूँ. कहीं ना कहीं मैं उनको सिर्फ मेरा हिस्सा सुना रही हूँ, मेरी सासू माँ का हिस्सा तो सुना नहीं रही हूँ, है ना? What when neighbors come and want to gossip? How to avoid? I can't get up and go. It's rude behavior. Again, very good question. This is a very common problem, especially with Rani killers. We know that gossiping is bad, but others don't know. So they want to gossip. What should we do? If possible, try to change the topic. If possible, say, "Arey, pata hai, aaj na kuch ye acha hua." Try to change the topic towards something positive from your side, if possible. Try to say it once or twice. अरे छोड़ो ना, किसी के बारे में क्या खराब बोलना, कुछ अच्छा बात करते हैं. Okay, try. Sometimes try. Now, if the neighbor has a habit of gossiping, maybe that neighbor will now start avoiding you. तो उसको गॉसिप करने का मन होगा तो वो किसी और घर में जाएगा, आपके घर नहीं आएगा. Your karma will be saved. आपका कर्मा बच जाएगा. सिर्फ वो नेबर तभी आपके घर आएगा जब उसको कुछ अच्छा बोलना होगा, वरना वो आपके घर नहीं आएगा टू गॉसिप. सो प्रोबेबली इफ यू डू दिस वंस और ट्वाइस, इट्स नॉट रूड. अगर आप उनको प्यार से बोलते हो कि अरे अरे क्या किसी के बारे में खराब बोलना, छोड़ना, कुछ अच्छा बात करते हैं, ये उनको हर्ट नहीं करेगा. इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी रूड, इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी इंसल्टिंग, बट इट इज लाइक ट्विस्टिंग इट टुवर्ड्स पॉजिटिव और ब्रिंग अप अ पॉजिटिव टॉपिक. Okay, so it is difficult, but it is not impossible. So on that note, we took a little extra time today. Uh, okay, if it is in your family, then God bless you, and you have to keep on trying. I do understand this because I myself have a few. So it's not easy, it's difficult, but keep blessing, keep trying. धीरे धीरे होगा. Listen to the gossip, but don't become a part of it. आप सामने वाले की बात सुन लो, क्योंकि सामने वाले की बात आप नहीं सुनोगे, खासकर अगर आपका परिवार का एक हिस्सा है, तो आप सामने वाले की बात नहीं सुनोगे तो सामने वाले को बुरा लगेगा. तो यू लिसन टू इट, but don't bring out anything from your own mouth. You just listen, oh, अच्छा ऐसा हुआ. Okay, okay. अच्छा, okay. अच्छा, हाँ हाँ हाँ, ठीक है, okay, अच्छा. Avoid it. Okay, avoid it. Do not get involved into that gossip. Do not start talking ill about that person. Because especially if you're not a part of that topic, do not get involved into that. क्योंकि आप जैसे ही अपने मुंह से कुछ खराब निकालते हो, आप उस गॉसिप का हिस्सा बन जाते हो, आप उस बैड कर्मा का हिस्सा बन जाते हो. Okay, now we'll have to start the meditation. If you have any further questions, I will definitely take it up after the meditation. Okay, so we will start with the meditation. Request everyone gently close your eyes, relax yourself, take a deep breath. And during this meditation today, we shall all make a firm resolution. हम एक बहुत strong एक platform बनाएंगे that we are going to remove the negativity, the negative attitude, the habit, the tendency of gossiping from within us. The beautiful love, light, and powerful energy of this twin heart meditation is going to help us reduce the tendencies to gossip, the habit, the pattern of gossiping from our life. It will also help us neutralize our negative karma of the gossiping we have done till now in our life. Master, we are ready to get healed. We are ready to become a better person. We are ready to follow your footsteps. Please help us. Thank you for healing our auras and our chakras and removing the energies of gossiping and slander from deep within us. In full faith, so be it.